Back in high school, I was like that one sock in the back of your drawer that just never gets worn, doesn't even have a pair, it's just forgotten about. But over the years, I put in lots and lots of effort to improving my social life. And now, like, this is not boasting, this is just information. I have hung out with my friends more times in the last couple of months than I have in all of high school. But the annoying thing is, I could have made friends in high school with ease, and the people at my school, sure, they weren't perfect, but they were good enough. The thing that actually stopped me was just me being an idiot, not knowing who to be friends with, making friends backwards, just going about it the wrong way. So hopefully I can stop some of you guys making this mistake. There's 3-ish steps, and there is some other little bits of information. The first step is to have some kind of socialization, some kind of social practice outside of high school. Find a sport. I know you're busy, but like, you can spare 2 hours a week for this. If you ask me, your social life is important enough. And the thing with school is, like, you're talking to the same people. They're all some big interconnected web. And so you can't really experiment as much with them. You also don't have the energy for it. So if you do something outside, you get to just have like practice people, which will help you experiment, which is how you become charismatic, because you need really good social skills to make friends. If you're not enjoyable enough to be around and to talk to, no matter how similar you are to people, it's just going to be very hard. But you already know that. You know that you need to improve that kind of stuff. Maybe you don't need to improve it. Maybe you're much better than me. But I know for me, I needed to improve it. And that is how I recommend that you do it. But anyway, that's enough on that. On to step 2. To understand why step 2 is important, I really need to give some context. So, after high school, I stopped talking to everyone from high school. My main friend group, I wasn't close enough friends with, so they were just gone. And I was really sad. I was like, damn, I've got literally no one to talk to. I fell into a post-high school depression, which is the opposite of most people. They fall into a post-high school oppression. What's it called? Elevation. But me, no, I was not doing well. And so I decided to start snapping some people from high school and just talk to them slowly, because maybe I could like retrieve some friends. Maybe I could build some bonds even though high school was over. But then after maybe 6 months of utterly no contact with anyone from high school, so this is now about a year and 2 months after the end of high school, I decided to reach out to two people from my high school who I had not talked to at all. And these were not people from my main friend group. I had only hung out with them in one of my classes, and that's it. And I invited them to hang out, and they said yes. And that really showed to me, it surprised me. I was like, what? I haven't talked to these guys in over a year. All I did was talk to them in one of my classes for a little bit, you know, and most of the time I was just doing work. Well, hold on a minute. If I can invite these guys out now and they would have said yes, does that mean that in high school I also could have invited them out and they would have said yes? And so the thing that held me back from making friends was not that I had lacked social skills, clearly, because I invited these people out based on what they knew about me from high school, and they said yes. Sure, there's a bit of that catch-up effect. After high school, people want to catch up. But I genuinely do think that if I invited them out in high school, we would have potentially become friends. Maybe not, but potentially. So the issue that actually stopped me was that I was trying to become friends with the wrong people. And the people who I was talking to who would have become good friends, I wasn't doing the right things to become friends with them. So my first mistake was trying to find a friend group. And so that's what step 2 is. Step 2 is find the right people to become friends with. Some of you guys may not be making this mistake. For some of you guys, the issue may be your conversation skills, and so step 1 helps with that. The issue may also be that you're not doing the right things to become friends with them. We'll get to that in step 3. Or maybe the issue is just that you have the right people right in front of you, but you're just not trying to become friends with them. You're trying to do this other stuff. So maybe you're trying to find a friend group instead of individual friends. That is the wrong approach. You find individual friends first. If you ask me now, I didn't do this in high school, but reflecting on my mistakes, this is probably what would have fixed them. See, when you try and join a whole friend group, there's a good chance that there may not be a perfect friend group for you out there. And so trying to join one in your very small high school just may not work. You may find people to sit with, but they may not evolve into your whole friends. You will probably though find some people who are like you want to be friends with them, just individuals. There should be at least one person in your high school, unless you go to like a very, 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 very small high school. There should be at least one person who could become a genuine good friend. And another issue that I had, and the reason I didn't want to be friends with these people, is I had very, very strict standards around who I wanted to be friends with. In the younger years, it all revolved around popularity. I tolerated getting bullied so that I could be around more popular people. As I got older though, I realized that doesn't matter. So I started looking for people who I thought were just cool and fun to hang around still, and people who weren't going to bully me because I got so scarred from that. But these people in my class just weren't on that list for some reason. They were just too weird for me or something at the time. But really, like, I enjoyed being around them. And so what I should have done, if you enjoy being around someone, it's worth just entertaining the possibility of being friends with them for a little bit. You just let it cook. You hang out with them a couple times at lunch, and you just let yourself think, I'm going to be friends with these people. And then you just see how you feel. If you like that, then keep running with it. If you stop wanting to be around them, if you stop enjoying hanging out with them, or if there's anything about them which you just really don't like, then sure, don't be friends with them. But often I think my standards at least were far too high, and it was just unrealistic. So when you're deciding who you want to become friends with, you make a little list or whatever. Make sure that you're not trying to just find a group, you're trying to find individual people. Make sure that you're not having unrealistic standards, and you're actually like, if someone's fun to be around, you try hanging out with them, you try being friends with them. And don't be afraid to try to talk to some people who you haven't before, and just keep an open mind, because I know after high school, I changed a little bit, but some of the people who I reached out to and decided to hang out with, or like just thought about like, oh wow, I actually would have loved to be friends with them in high school, they were not the people who I liked at all in high school. And so just keep an open mind. Now on to step 3. Literally, I recommend writing a list of the people once you have a list, because that way you'll remember and it'll help with step 3. Step 3 is to be a good friend to those people. That is how you make friends with people, by being good friends to them. Don't go absolutely crazy. You've got to have some selfishness, I guess, still, because you can't be like doing absolutely everything for the other person. You're just going to get taken advantage of. You also can't be going beyond the stage of where the relationship is at. If you've only been talking to someone in class, you don't immediately invite them to go to Europe with you. That's a little bit too far, unless you're already in Europe. If you live in Europe, go for it. Basically, the thing that stopped me making friends with even the people in my friend group, I just didn't talk to them enough. In class, I just did all my work. And sure, that's fine. Like, maybe to be a good friend, you just let your friend do work. That's fine. But a lot of the time they were chatting away and I was just doing work, when realistically, like, I didn't need to be doing that work. I could have done it later. I honestly, like, the reason I did the work was just because I didn't want to talk to people. I was just such an introvert, and it just brought up my anxiety. So I just didn't. And at lunch, a lot of the time, I would not say very much. I just wouldn't talk very much. Again, like, if I had invited these people out, they probably would have said yes. So being a good friend, maybe I should have just invited them out to hang out, because good friends actually talk to each other and they actually hang out. Maybe I could have paid more attention to what they were doing, and, you know, actually in conversation I could have followed up on the stuff that they talked about last time. So basically I could have been more enjoyable to be around, and I could have been around them more. And I also could have like texted them, because I didn't really text anyone at all. And I was very boring when I did, and I kind of did it for validation, and so that my DMs weren't completely dry, rather than from the purpose of actually being a good friend, which would have led to better texting conversations and not, you know, dragging on endless boring ones, which we all have had before. And, you know, making friends is very complex, but it can all be done by following that kind of mindset, where constantly just asking yourself, how do I be a good friend to them? And obviously having the base social skills and it being the right people. So it's not easy still, but when you overthink it and go like, oh, well, how do I actually do this? You know, what do I say to people? When do I invite them out? All that stuff. It is complex still. It is still hard to decide that, but it can be simplified by just trying to be a good friend to other people, I think. So now you know how to make friends, even if you are starting as absolutely nothing. You're that sock in the back of the drawer that is literally growing mold. That's how unworn and old it is, like I was. But you could also not be that bad. But either way, the process is the same. And you may notice that like maybe genuinely your social skills, your conversation skills are the thing that's lacking. You're not fun enough to talk to. Everything else is right. You're doing absolutely everything right. And that is why having that extra social event is so important. As well, even if you do have that baseline good enough conversation skills, maybe being even better would improve your chances of making friends. I know that I personally just love being around really like extroverted people who just have good social skills. I think that is something that most people like. And so you don't need to just be average, you can be good. And then it'll be way easier. It will improve your relationships, your romantic relationships as well. And I hope you can see that just doing that at school is often not enough. And we're talking about just an extra like 2 hours a week here. You just go join a soccer team or something. And that's gonna help you with your fitness anyway. Doubling up fitness and socialization is like such a time efficient thing, you know? Like if you just go to the gym, you should probably be doing some cardio. So just do a sport. When you have the ability to experiment with these people, your socials, your conversation skills will get so much better. You'll become funnier, all this stuff, because you'll have the energy to practice. You'll have the freedom and the confidence to practice with these people compared to the people at high school. But only you really know if you need that stuff. Go with your gut. Don't go with the anxiety around like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Or like the laziness, no, I don't want to do that. Is your gut telling you that you should do that? If it is, then listen to that feeling. So once you've got that, you've got the conversation skills nailed, you just need to find the right people to be friends with, and you need to be a good friend to them, and you'll be fine. And even if you're not fine, you'll be so prepared and so ready so that for the rest of your life, you will find it a lot easier to make friends. You'll be fine. Realistically, like this 1 year of high school, or this 2 years, whatever it is for you, you'll be okay. It would be great if you could make friends and everything, but you'll be okay. The relationships, what I always say, the relationships that you do have are still meaningful. It's not binary. It's not either you have friends or you have nothing. No, you've got something. You're talking to people literally every day. It would be nice to have really close friends, but you've got something. And so count that something as something. Don't count it as nothing. So I hope this helped, and have an amazing day.